Our guest tonight is Ron Howes from Biker Bigfoot.
Looking back on the life that you're leaving, let it rest in a hole in the ground. Stick around for the great revealing, or the fire you've been dancing around. All we hear is the sound of retreating. No one cares where you're coming from. My ears are still ringing and bleeding. I guess we all knew from the start. These are the days my heart goes numb. Yeah, one of these days will be the one. We're looking for answers. What a disaster. These are the days my heart goes numb. My heart goes numb. Breathing the fumes of the ashes, the spirits light up the night, looking down the ashes.
We're live from the Untold Radio Network. It's Untold Radio AM with MonsterQuest producer, host Doug Hajicek, and co-host Jeff Perrella Jr. Untold Radio AM is going live right now.
This show is for entertainment purposes only. Yep, that's the ticket. Now here are your Untold Radio AM hosts, Doug Hajicek and Jeff Perrella Jr.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, gee, there. See, I feel more comfortable on. I'm on the left side. I get the left side. They switch. Do you have control over that?
I do.
You do. Wow.
Yep. Check
Nice,
it out, just
dude.
like magic.
That is magic. It's like shuffling cards. Anyhow, happy Father's Day
Yeah.
to all the dads everywhere. It is a beautiful evening to get together with all of our fellow Untoldians. This is a beautiful Sunday night. I hope it's nice where you're at. It sure is nice here.
Yeah, it has been a great weekend.
Yeah, it's been like 70s. It's going to be 70s all week, Jeff.
Yeah, nice. Love it.
So you got to get out and ride. Maybe me and
I
you
will.
can go out
Some
for a
miles on the bike.
motorcycle ride somewhere.
I'm down.
All right, I'm ready. Anyhow, it's June 21st. We're on episode 3. Is it 304? 303 is it?
303.
All right. And we've got Ron Howes with us.
Yep.
Ron works with people who suffer from PTSD. After Bigfoot encounters, of course, maybe other encounters. We'll have to ask him. But he's been on countless expeditions all over the country. And so we're going to kind of explore all sorts of things and maybe get into even some other cryptids.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to him.
But he is known as Biker Bigfoot. So he goes to like conferences and stuff. And I think that's how he got his story out, because he dressed up as a Bigfoot and then rode his Harley
Oh, cool.
to these conventions. And of course, that would attract attention, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I would walk up to him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So maybe you could be on your Moto Guzzi and wear a Bigfoot costume, Jeff.
I'll work on that.
It never occurred to you, did it, to do
No,
that?
it didn't. It does seem like Bigfoot kind of belongs in the Harley, though. Bigfoot's probably a Harley guy.
Harley, not a Moto Guzzi. We could be an Italian Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Have a little, like, could it be like have a little a curly handlebar mustache or something? I don't know.
With a pizza in one hand.
Anyhow, but I get to visit with Ron. He seems like a really cool guy. I think you guys
Yeah.
will really enjoy him. And he'll share his encounter too.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. And he did not share his encounter with me, so I have no idea what's coming up. So stay tuned for Ron. Plus, we have clips. We have some fake as funk. We have weird and fast news and a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to turn those lights down, grab your comfy chair, pour yourself a cool beverage, and relax. Like Jeff, relax.
I'm relaxed.
You are relaxed. You look all smiley tonight.
I'm trying. Trying to smile.
Are you trying? What do you mean trying? You shouldn't have to try to smile. Are you just happy?
I'm in a pretty good mood.
You are. Yeah, I notice. So anyhow, grab your comfy chair, pour yourself a cool beverage. Don't pour yourself the kind of beverage Jeff probably had. Nope.
You're never gonna let that go, are you?
Nope. And relax as we take a little bit of a journey with a few chills tonight, I think.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we are your home of unverified crap, as always.
Always.
Yeah. You don't even have to put it up because apparently it's in the open now.
Yeah, I like it.
It's in the video open.
And there's T-shirts available now. Yeah, that's funny how that kind of got some legs. That it didn't take me very long to make it.
No, and, Jeff designed the logo. He's gonna put it up. There you go.
Just so fun.
I like some of the other stuff because it's, what does it say on the cup again? I can't remember.
Question everything and believe nothing.
Yeah, that was it. I love that saying.
That's a good philosophy.
Yes, we need to get a T-shirt out with just that on.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good one.
Because we don't take this too seriously.
No, what we do, what we don't.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
It is true.
It's, this stuff, that's why we explore it.
Right.
If it was all verified, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Right.
Right?
Let me rephrase it. We don't take ourselves too seriously.
No.
That's a better way of phrasing it.
Yes. We don't.
We take the topic seriously.
Skeptics are welcome here.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring it on. Ask questions.
Let's start with our weird and fast news. And it's weird. It's definitely
All right.
weird.
Time for some news.
It's time for weird and fast news. Yeah! It's time for weird and fast news.
First off, we have a spider that pretends to be a zombie fungus. Now, would you like to have that on your head?
Nope. Nope.
Scientists have discovered a new Amazonian spider in Ecuador that disguises itself as a parasitic fungus.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. The species, hey, Jeff's going to pronounce this.
Oof, that's a tough one.
Species of Texanoskia. I can see Waska in there, right? I got that.
Texanoskia Waska? Yeah, I don't know. That's
Texanoskia Waska. There you go. It has a pale body, structures that look like fungus growths, and it even sits motionless under leaves where real spider-killing fungi are usually found. So researchers first thought that they were looking at a mushroom. Then they realized the fungus had 8 legs. This is the first documented case of a spider mimicking a fungus that normally infects spiders. So that is a little odd.
Yeah.
A spider pretending to be the very thing that kills it.
Nature is amazing. All there is to it.
Yeah. Are you one of those people when you find a spider in your house, you catch it alive and release it?
I do. I don't kill bugs unless I kind of have to. I'll kill biting, stinging bugs, but most bugs live and let live. They serve a purpose.
Okay, so you're not a squashing kind of guy.
No.
Okay.
Only biting and stinging bugs. Otherwise, yeah, let them live.
I'm keeping all of my judgment in my pocket. And then this next thing is pretty cool. So apparently human regeneration may not be gone, just switched off. So apparently researchers at Texas A&M say mammals may have a hidden regenerative powers that can be reactivated. So in animal studies, they use 2-stage treatments involving growth factors, FGF FGF2 and BPM2 to redirect healing away from scar tissue and towards regrowth. Okay. The treatment restored bone, joint structures, tendons, and ligaments after amputation in study animals. Kind of crazy. So the big idea here is that humans and other mammals may not have completely lost the ability to regenerate complex body parts. The system may simply be buried under our normal scar-forming response. The regrown tissues were not perfect copies yet. So give this some time, and this could, think of all the people that could help.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding. To regenerate lost tissue, that's amazing.
Yeah. Or somebody with even rheumatoid, they could get their joints rebuilt, or somebody with a bad hip. It could help all sorts of organs.
Yeah. Hearing and vision issues, who knows?
Yeah. And then story number 3, the Mayo Clinic finds the kidney as a secret backup system. Mayo Clinic scientists have uncovered a hidden way of blah, blah, blah. Mayo Clinic scientists uncovered a hidden way the kidneys conserve water. Okay. And this is separate from something they call vasopressin, the hormone long believed to be the main controller of urine concentration. I didn't know there was a hormone for urine concentration.
Didn't know either.
The discovery came by accident when researchers were testing something called probenecid, an old drug from the 1940s. They expected it to worsen polycystic kidney disease cell models, but instead it slowed cyst growth. The surprising pathway involved urate, better known as a molecule linked to gout.
I know all about that.
Now, when I was 15, I did a lot of experiments with uric acid as for a chemical reaction that I was trying to get.
Interesting.
So I was only like a teenager with bags of uric acid powder. Anyhow, let's see. Inside kidney cells, urate acts like a signal that moves water channels to the cell. So it moves them to the cell surface, helping the body reabsorb water. In a small clinical trial, adding, oh God, I hate this word. Probenecid. It reduced urine volume by 30% in patients, which could be huge for people who take PKD drugs that make them urinate constantly. That's probably people with prostate problems. Yeah. I don't know. That was like a lot of blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure it was that interesting. Okay. And moving then on. A dying porpoise species gets a digital afterlife. The vaquita, the world's most endangered marine mammal, now has a digital lifeline. Researchers created a detailed 3D model of a rare vaquita skeleton using CT scans, micro CT imaging, and digital photography. The vaquita is a tiny porpoise found only in Mexico's northern Gulf of California, and only a handful are estimated to remain in the wild. I didn't know that either. I've heard of them, but I didn't know there was that few of them.
Yeah, that's sad.
This virtual archive could let museum schools, researchers study and even print accurate replicas of the animal before it disappears forever. I don't think they will. Hint, hint. It's a bittersweet story. We may be digitally preserving a creature we failed to protect physically. It says the main threat remains illegal gill net fishing tied to the black market. Yeah, okay. And then they figured out how to turn red lettuce turned into green lettuce and then got something chemically stranger.
Yeah.
Boring? So too boring to even go into?
No. It's interesting.
Researchers used genome editing to turn red lettuce green by blocking a gene involved in making red. God, why did they do this to me? Anthocyanin pigments. But instead of just changing color, the lettuce redirected its chemistry and built up another beneficial plant compound, including flavonoids such as quercetin, which is, I'm sure, all junk food, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's all in Jeff's junk food. Best part, the edited lettuce kept growing normally. What could go wrong? This points towards future custom nutrition crops where scientists can tune the chemical profile of vegetables without hurting plant growth. It's not just lettuce color. It's like rerouting the plant's internal factory.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong? Red pigment off, other antioxidants and compounds up and on. There you go.
Sounds like a bad idea to me.
Geez, they're messing with everything, aren't they now?
Terrible idea.
We're like an alien, and our own mankind is like an alien invasion on our own foods.
Yeah, I just don't mess with it.
Oh, yeah. All right. And then number 6 is about chronic wasting disease may spread silently across species, something they didn't know.
Oh, wow. That's no good.
That's not good either. A University of Calgary study looked as to whether chronic wasting disease, the fatal prion disease affecting deer and elk, could move beyond cervids. Researchers found that infectious prions, is it prions or prions? I think it's prion.
I remember.
Prion.
I think so. I can't remember.
Where's a prion? I don't know. It says, I'm going to call them prions.
Sure.
That infectious prions could present in even animals that showed no symptoms. And let's talk about what a prion is. It's basically a folded protein. It's not alive. It's not alive like a virus or a bacteria or a virus. And that's why they can't be killed.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when you get two folded protein cells next to each other, they'll bump into one that's not folded and it will fold.
Yeah.
And that one will bump into one that's not folded and it'll fold. And so as these protein cells start folding, they kill or make the host have a lot of health problems, right? And a lot of this happens in the brain. And if you eat prions or prions, it can possibly cause these things to start forming in your body. So now everybody knows it's just a folded protein cell.
So don't eat organs.
Oh, God. Okay. So, I'm just looking here. It says researchers are not saying there's an immediate human threat yet, but prions are creepy because they can change as they pass through hosts and infected animals. Infected animals can shed prions into soil, vegetation through urine, feces, long before looking sick. So in other words, you got a bunch of sick deer and they're spreading this crap like crazy and there's no symptoms. It says, and this makes the disease very hard to predict and hard to control. And once again, I said a prion is a misfolded protein that can make other proteins fold wrong too.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't kill them. I mean, you can't. And that's unsettling when you can't cook,
Right.
You can't cook a problem away.
So I think, good advice is don't eat organs.
Well, yeah, that's, I guess. I don't really know what the advice is. And have there been human infections yet? I don't know. I swear there was some in England or somewhere. I swear.
That's not good.
And there's different forms of prion diseases. So anyhow.
They typically infect the brain, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So the next one is, this is interesting. Bird flocks that defy Newton finally get explained. All right. Physicists tackled a strange problem. Bird flocks, bacterial swarms in crowds, and cell groups that behave as if they don't follow Newton's third law, right? Newton's third law is for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you're following or whatever's behind you should have some effect on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's this where it gets interesting. It says, it's the old equal reaction rule. A bird may respond to bird beside it, or ahead of it, but not to the birds behind it. Okay. So creating a one-way interaction. Scientists call these non-reciprocal interactions the new, they call these non-reciprocal interactions. The new trick is wild. Researchers add imaginary partner variables to the math, basically fake birds. So these systems can be modeled more accurately. They fake partners that don't exist in nature, but they let the equations behave as if the system is reciprocal. In plain English, to explain real bird flocks, scientists had to invent ghost birds. Newton's third law is for every, now, if you understood that article, you need to just go home and leave. Shut your computer off and just leave, because you don't need us. It's like, I read stuff like this and I kind of go, I kind of get what they're talking about.
Well, the model doesn't make sense unless they kind of make up a fake bird sitting there. Yeah, what that tells you is the birds have extra senses that aren't really apparent.
Well, it's not just bird flocks. It's apparently bacterial swarms and even crowds of people.
Mm-hmm.
So that apparently Newton's third law does not apply to certain groups is what they're trying to figure out, why it doesn't apply to groups.
Weird.
And it works if they add a ghost person or ghost bird behind you. I don't know. Moving on.
Moving on.
My head's about to explode. And then scientists expected a black hole, but they found a star-powered neutrino factory. Okay, astronomers traced a high-energy neutrino signal to a distant, dusty galaxy. And I didn't know galaxies were dusty. Named Shadow Blaster, which is about 11 billion light years away, right? They expected a supermassive black hole to be the power source, but that's usually what gets blamed for the extreme cosmic particle activity. Instead, ALMA observations found the galaxy energy appears to come from an intense star formation. The galaxy is so dust-shrouded that visible light can't easily reveal it, but the gravitational lensing acted like a natural telescope and magnified the view. Kapoo, my head's exploding. Researchers think compact Dutch, it's Dutch, dust-rich starburst galaxies like Shadow Blaster could amount for as much as 20% of the universe's high-energy neutrinos. In summary, anybody gives a damn, scientists went looking for a black hole and found ghost particle factory powered by baby stars. Okay,
now everyone, let's get ready because we're going to have a test on all this.
Yes. And
Jeff's get your pencils ready.
Jeff's going to give away $1 million in unverified crap T-shirts.
Unverified. It's an unverified contest.
He's going to send you 180 million cases of T-shirts.
Mm-hmm. Unverified.
Kidding.
Can't verify that.
No.
Not a contest.
I'm just verified it's not happening. All right, let's get out of the. I didn't do weird fact of the week because my week was already too weird.
Yeah, sounds like it.
That's the weird fact of the week. My week was weird. That's it. That's
I had a great week. I was off Thursday, Friday. I had a fantastic week.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you did. I even had to work on Father's Day today. Oh my! Well, you're working right now.
Yeah, kinda.
But you ain't got any kids, so you
not.
ain't a father yet.
Nope. But I called my dad.
Yes, right. You had to celebrate Father's Day with your father.
Called my dad this morning.
Yeah. And what did you say to him?
Happy Father's Day.
Well, that was creative.
Yeah.
That was the best you could come up with.
well, we chatted more than that, but yeah, so that's why I started it out.
That's good. Anyhow, all right, let's go into the, we got a little fake as funk, or is it fake or funk?
Fake or funk? Let's find out.
Is it BS, fake as funk? Have we been punked? Is it BS, fake as funk? Have we been punked?
All right. Now we got to, you can start putting up comments now for this little, and we have 3 clips.
Yep.
So please state whether you think it's fake. Just put fake or funk, depending on what you think. All right. Clip 1. I should say clip FF1. Mm-hmm. Sound is good. Go ahead and play it. What is this? It looks like little fingers on there.
That's odd.
See, like little hands. Now, that could be just somebody under the water just moving around with like black gloves on. Play it again. Oh, is this like a creature or is this somebody goofing on it? I don't think it's a guy.
No clue.
I like Steamboat's reaction. He just goes, huh?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Kenny says funk.
Something's flipping around back there. I don't know what.
Yeah, so what the hell? I can't put comments up. What's going on? Did I get demoted? Apparently I did. I got demoted. I'm demoted, Jeff. Unless you can tell me.
Steamboat said, huh?
So we've got Elizabeth says funk. Sly says funky.
Fish. That's kind of what I think. I think it's probably a fish flipping around. It's half dead.
This is very funky. Funk. It's just a fishtail, LOL. And waterlogged bird, probably going down for its last time.
Could be.
It's a seahorse galloping. Yeah.
Who knows?
Everybody's drinking beverages. Okay, clipped FF2. And this is interesting. Go ahead and play this. Is this a...
All right, y'all. Allegedly, behind me is Gilgamesh's ring. It's one of his rings. It's absolutely massive. Just imagine the being that could wear that, and it actually fits. They had to have been anywhere from 20 to 30 feet tall. I think it's sterling silver, but you could...
I'm going to call BS on that.
So you... Was it his comment that it fit really nice?
Well, nothing's been. I don't think there's any physical artifacts of Gilgamesh that have been found.
I'm just saying. But did you hear what he said? He said it fits really nice.
Yeah.
How would you know such a thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with BS.
No. It's fake or it's funk or real.
Funk.
Fake, fake. You guys are supposed to say funk, not fake. Same thing.
Funk.
But you say funk. Yeah, funk is funk. And then Floating Bigfoot says real deal. He's probably kidding, but he might be real. You never know. I mean, none of we don't. Every guess is unverified crap, just saying.
100% true.
Yep, that's true, Matt. That's verified that it's unverified.
You can verify that it's unverified crap.
Yeah. Clip 3. Now, this is really interesting, actually. You guys might like this clip. FF3. Even the dog is weirded out.
My dog's weirded out. Even my dog knows something ain't right, man. You okay?
So if you want to debunk that, you'd have to probably find the clip and then go and see what other clips the guy puts in. That's the first thing I do, right? In other words, if there's stuff floating in every one of his clips, well, then you know he's got that string trick figured out. But the dog is looking at it. So is that fake as funk, or is
they
it
don't
real?
show. I mean, why wouldn't he focus more on what's in the sky?
So you think
I
it's
don't know.
real?
No,
Oh,
I don't.
well, how do you think he did it?
I don't know.
Is there a tree up
Doesn't
there?
look. It just looks like an odd video. I don't
Cloud
press any
branch.
videos anymore.
I love. Okay, put up. Michigan Sandman says it's a cloud branch. Steamboat goes clunk. Kim says fake. He seems more interested in his dog, which is weird. Sly Fox says it's funny. Loretta says it's a drone. Steamboat says monofilament. Looks like a kite. Nope. Just nope from Jen. Now that dog has PTSD.
I mean, it looks like a
Bigfoot.
branch hanging on something.
Huh. Can you put up comments, or can't you either?
Yeah, I can.
How come I can't?
I don't know.
What the hell's my deal? Did you take away? Am I powerless?
I don't know.
How come my superpowers have been taken away?
No clue. I don't know why.
Anyhow, all right. Clip picks. We're done with the fake as funk, or what's the name of the segment called? I don't even know.
Fake as funk.
Is that what it's called?
Fake as funk.
Is it BS?
I think it should be BS fake or funk. I don't know.
Well, what is it? Play it.
You made it. I don't know.
I don't know. Play it. I can't remember.
Want me to play it again?
Yeah.
Is it BS, fake as funk? Have we been punked? Punked, punked. Is it BS, fake as funk? Have we been punked? Punked, punked, punked.
There you go.
Ask the guy who made the bumper.
It's all I said was fake and funk and punked. I didn't say anything about real, did I?
No.
Never even used the word real.
Time for some clips?
Yeah, let's do our clip picks. Clip one is from Tim E. Sewell. Give him good credit. Now, he captured this on one of his camera traps. And it's a rare clip of a whole family of cougars.
Wow. They're typically pretty solitary, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but it's probably a family.
Wow, that's cool.
I don't know how long they stay with, the kids stay with the mom, or the cubs stay with their mom, but
That's pretty cool.
probably thinking a year and a half.
Yeah, that's neat. I've never seen that before.
No, it's cool. Thank you, Tim. Clip 2. This is interesting, but you're going to want to start it at the 36-second mark. Yeah, that's
From
good
the
enough. That's
very
good.
beginning. You say it's a 90-year cover-up.
Just about, yeah.
90 years.
1933 was the first recovery in Europe, in Magenta, Italy. They recovered a partially intact vehicle.
It's long been known that the regime of dictator Benito Mussolini documented numerous UAP during this time. This internal memo from the Italian secret services includes crude drawings of the UAPs. It's true. It's real.
Yeah, that actually happened. The Italian government moved it to a secure air base in Italy for the rest of kind of the fascist regime until 1944, 1945. And, the Pope Pius XII back-channeled that.
So the Vatican was involved.
Yeah, and told the Americans what the Italians had, and we ended up scooping it.
After my conversation with David Grush, a News Nation producer travelled to Italy.
Anyhow, as you heard, that was David Grush, and he has been so highly vetted, but he claims they captured a UFO in the 30s. So it's been a 90-year cover-up, and that's why I played it. I've never heard that soundbite.
I haven't heard that before either.
No.
I always
So
thought
think
Roswell
about
was the
that.
first one.
Can you imagine them having a UFO in the 30s?
Yeah, I mean,
This is when they're
1933
driving like
technology
Model
was,
A's, right?
yeah, 33 was, yeah.
Oh,
Still had fabric-covered airplanes in 33.
that'd be like you giving your iPhone to a caveman
Mm-hmm.
and having
Pretty
thinking
crazy.
they could reverse engineer it. It would be no different.
Yeah.
Oh God. Let's see, what do we got next? Let's see here. Clip 3. This is about the magic of nines. It's math, but it's interesting.
Numbers are
Short,
great.
but
I love it.
really interesting. Go ahead.
There's a number with a missing digit, and it does something impossible. It starts with something simple, the digits 1 through 9, but someone removed the 8, just deleted it. What's left is 12,345,679, and this is where the magic begins. Watch what happens when you multiply it by 9. You get 111,111,111. 9 ones in a perfect row. That's strange, but it gets stranger. Times 9, all ones. Double that. Times 18, all twos. Keep going. All threes, all fours, all fives, all sixes, all sevens, all eights, and all nines. Every multiple of 9 gives you a wall of identical digits. This number is not random. It's designed. So why does this work? Think about it backwards. Take 111,111,111, divide.
Enough? Yeah, number theory gets pretty wild.
Yeah. I'm just like, I don't want people to go.
There's going to be a
Good night.
test at the end.
No. All right. Clip 4 is, we all know data centers are coming to a place near you. That's going to happen. And it's because of AI. And a lot of people, they've been talking about water use and talking about the power use. But what about this? Listen to the sound of a data center.
This is the Hajicek data center. It's very small, but here's the noise.
Coming to a town near you.
Yuck.
All right, that's enough.
That's unpleasant.
That's kind of unpleasant, isn't it? Yes. What could go wrong there? They're going to build one right in your back of your yard there, Jeff.
No, thank you.
It could hurt property values. No,
You think?
No doubt. Yeah, I think it could. All right.
Last one.
I guess we need them. Last clip, clip 5. Tall isn't the word to describe these two gentlemen you're about to see.
While speaking on stage at the 1 Billion Followers Summit, Mr. Beast suddenly paused mid-talk after spotting something unusual in the audience.
Before I answer that, can you two stand up real quick? Those guys might be the tallest guys I've ever seen in my life.
Standing among the crowd were two men so tall that they immediately caught his attention. Mr. Beast stopped the presentation and openly commented on their height, clearly stunned by what he was seeing.
I don't know these guys. This isn't planned. They walked in and it was...
He then invited the two men to come up on stage. As they walked forward, the scale of their size became impossible to ignore.
I don't want to stand up because I'm going to look like short. Okay, what is this? This is ridiculous. I feel like a toddler.
Once on stage, the comparison became even more striking. They stood beside the people on stage, comparing height and hand
Look at that,
size,
Jeff.
making everyone else look almost child-sized
dudes.
by comparison.
Yeah.
Where are they at?
I don't know.
Did you catch that part? Wow, that's crazy.
I didn't. But Earth is full of all sorts of sizes of people.
I guess so.
And so, I mean, it just isn't, people talk about Bigfoot being really big. Well, man, those guys are big.
They're big dudes.
I mean, that's kind of what, I don't know how tall they were, but what do you think? 7 foot, 10,
At least.
11, 12, almost 8 foot.
I mean, those are probably, yes, over 7 for sure. Those are big guys. Holy smokes.
Yeah. So Elizabeth says, take them squatching. I say, I have to read them because I can't post them. Maybe I'll have to text Alex, find out. I feel naked.
That's weird.
I'm naked and afraid tonight. Let's see here.
Should we take a quick break and bring on Ron?
Yeah, let's do a really quick break, and then we're going to bring on Ron.
Okay.
And we will be right back.
Yep, hang tight, everyone.
Bigfoot's real.
Oh, yes, they say.
They came with their stories, they came with their proof. From the Appalachian hollers to the cabin's roof. The New York Bigfoot Conference just offers more convincing proof. Sasquatch believers, the skeptics too, under one big arena with a curious crew. Vendor booths and chili fries, cryptid shirts in every size. Bigfoot's real, oh yes, they say. Spotted him just the other day.
I can't believe what I just saw. It looked like a Sasquatch.
Shadows play. Bigfoot's real. Camera says he heard the howl by a creek so quiet near an old church tower. A woman saw footprints as big as a plate. She said, I froze in the woods, I couldn't escape. Celebrity speakers, cameras flash, selling Bigfoot mugs for your morning stash. Bigfoot's real.
The evidence is mounting year after year.
They say, spotted him just the other day. In the hills, in the trees, where the shadows play. Bigfoot's real. Don't look away.
Come to the New York Bigfoot Conference and believe.
The Unfamiliars is a spine-tingling journey into the heart of Appalachian darkness, where every page turn lures you closer to secrets that are as ancient as the mountains themselves. Will Hardy heed the call of destiny and rise to protect the land he loves, or will he succumb to the unfathomable horrors that hunger for his soul? Step into the unknown with the Unfamiliars. Embrace yourself for a tale of suspense and the supernatural that will leave you questioning what lurks just beyond the veil of our world. Can you resist the call of the Unfamiliars? Author Tiffany Doran does it again in writing a book that you won't put down after reading just the first few pages. This amazing horror novel is available directly from Hangar One Publishing or anywhere great books are found. The Unfamiliars are patiently waiting to claw at the edges of your reality.
We're back. And you're on the wrong side. Let's go. There we go.
I'm glad I'm on the right side. I figured out kind of maybe what's wrong. I think I'm just like a guest.
Oh, weird.
I think I got booted. I got logged out somehow with some new update.
Yeah, I must have logged out.
But there was a crew from the BBC here, and these guys were doing all sorts of crazy setups here, and I don't know what, some got moved or rewired or reconfigured. So I apologize. And I can't. So you, Jeff, have got to post a ton of comments up.
It's too much responsibility.
No, just do it. Do it. Do it. There we go.
There.
See, I'm verified.
I'm on it.
Anyhow, we got a good crowd in. So Ron House, he's more than just a Bigfoot researcher. He is the founder of Believe in Yourself, Fight Against the PTSD, which is a platform and a Facebook page that's dedicated to raising awareness and support for those who are battling PTSD, which includes veterans, first responders, as well as members of the cryptid research community. Though his larger-than-life character, Biker Bigfoot or Bike Bigfoot.
Biker Bigfoot, yeah.
Yeah, well, it says Bike Bigfoot. Biker Bigfoot. Ron brings fun, conversation, and healing to those who need it most. So he says his journey into Bigfoot research began at a young age of 13, where he had a life-changing encounter with a massive hairy creature in the woods. And I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the story.
And we can let Ron tell his own damn story. Since me, apparently I'm a guest. Me, read it. I kind of like being a guest. I don't have to do anything. So here's Ron. Is he?
All right, welcome, Ron.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Ron.
Oh, geez, what do we got now? Apparently, Ron's a ventriloquist also.
How are we doing?
Good. Yeah, me and Ron just got off the phone and we covered a lot of ground in like 30 minutes, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And I said,
normally it's a lot longer than that, but I guess I got a lot of stories to tell.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, where in the hell do we begin? Okay, I know where we're going to begin. You were 13. You had an encounter. I don't know what that encounter was. I don't think a lot of people do. Do you want to share it? As you can either go into every little damn detail or you can do it the quick way.
Well, it's pretty simple. It's a quick way. First, I just want to say Happy Father's Day to everybody.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's really wonderful having you guys reach out to me to come on here. So going into the adventure that I started everything that's going on in my life. I was 13 years old on the family farm, and I'm 52 years old. So 13 years old. Back then, we had 3-wheeler motorcycles, if you guys remember those. So I'm riding around on the farm, and there's like this trail that I would always take, and I'm heading back into the woods, and there's this entrance that I would always go into. And at this time, this particular day, I just felt something strange. And I stopped way before I got to the entrance of the woods. And I shut my bike off, and I'm just looking around, and I was like, oh my gosh, right where I was going to be heading, there is a Bigfoot standing there.
Wow.
And 13 years old, back in these days, I didn't know at all what I was looking at. But I remember the description of it is just, I went back the next day and I was like getting a visual of like where it was against the trees and the branches and everything. And it was 10 foot tall, broad shoulders, no neck, as we know, and the red eyes, which really stood out, and it growled at me. Now, it kind of feared me, 13 years old, you're going to be scared. And and hoping that my bike would start, because it was a pull start. And I got on that thing and I went back home, and it took me a little bit to figure out things. I mean, I was scared of the boogeyman back those days, So I would ask people questions. I didn't know where to turn to find out anything. And I'd tell people about this story, and they were just like write me off as crazy. Like, oh, you didn't see what you saw. You're just using your imagination, blah, 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 blah. Years going by. I'm just telling the story, trying to figure this thing out. I'm going in and I'm reading whatever I could in the library. And then finally, TV shows started coming about. And right about this time, it was probably right I was graduated in 1992, and there was a news report right where I live right now in Daisytown, Pennsylvania, which is only 15 minutes away from the farm I grew up on. There was an investigation that was on the news, and I believe it was Mary Rob Jackson. I can't remember what channel she was on, and she took the news report. There was all kinds of investigators, police, and everything. There was sightings, there was footprints, all kinds of stuff. That did all kind of analyses. The California College down the road, they came up with some of their technical equipment and did it, impressions and stuff like that, just to get an analysis of what it was. So, I kept on listening to this, and everybody's like, oh, it's just fake. Somebody was out there with a footprint on the bottom of their feet. And well, years later, I move in here and still got this childhood sighting in my mind, and all this stuff that I've been looking up, trying to figure out what was going on in my life and why I had seen this, and is there more of them? And, here I am 15 miles from my childhood sighting. They're living in these woods back here. They're still here to this day. Because 11 years ago, when I moved here, I knew I moved into the area, and a bunch of people that I know around here, they took me up to the top of the hill where the investigation was, where they found the footprints and the trails and everything. And we're up there looking around. I'm getting an idea of all the story and everything a little bit better. And so one night I'm sitting on my porch. I heard a long sustained howl. And a couple days later, I'm back in the woods back here, and I found footprints. I found shelter. I found markings on trees. And I'm in there in the dark, and I'm doing whoops and stuff, trying to get this, some kind of a response. And sure enough, I got a response. I had wood knocks. And
hold on, Ron. And how old were you when you started actually doing that? How old were you?
I would say I was in my 20s.
Okay, so it's like 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, 12 years later. Okay.
Well, when I was graduating, I was about 18. And then it was a couple years after that I was really getting into more research out in the field. Okay. I mean, I was always a woodsy person, because growing up on the farm, I was always in the woods.
And this is in Pennsylvania also.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Keep going.
Yeah. And where I'm at now is still in Pennsylvania. And so, going back and forth between these different stories, it's all kind of tying together, because it's just like over the years, from my childhood up until I graduated, hearing reports and seeing one for myself, and then moving here after how many years I was up in the Pennsylvania mountains. If you know where the not the Appalachian, but the Mount Davis, one of the highest points in Pennsylvania, I had gone up there for probably 15 years, camping up there with a bunch of people and fishing. And the boys, there would be this fathers and son trip basically, and the boys would come over to me and were like, hey, can we go out squatching? Because they knew I was into this real big. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's jump in a truck. We went out logging trails. We would go do stuff. Things would happen. And it's just over that time period, just like more and more information's coming at me, more and more things that I'm learning from nature. And that's something that I use whenever I'm speaking, is going into nature is one of the most wonderful places to heal, and that's why I love being there. But going back to this, I'm back there trying to find where this howl came from, and I'm standing back there and I'm doing these whoops, trying to get a response. I'm getting knocks, and after a while, it was like, okay, I'm done with you. And it started stomping. Boy, I'll tell you what, the first time that ever happened to me, you could feel it, the vibration in the air when it just stomped. It's just the size of these things and the power that they have. It's just amazing. And just learning some of the things that we learn from what we have done, investigations, information coming from other people, from reports and stuff like that, just being able to learn more about them. I mean, 100%, we don't know. We really don't know what these things are, why they're here, what they want from us.
Yeah.
But just being able to learn the tip of the iceberg of what we have, it's just been an amazing journey. Because if you look at the whole Bigfoot world, it has grown so much that there are so many people out there that are coming forward with their sightings. There's more and more TV shows. There's a whole collaboration. It's like a community. And what I tell people is just like how my life has changed is because of Bigfoot. Like, I've gotten to know so many people. I've became friends / family to people. And just the amount of knowledge that I've learned from everybody else.
What if I'm just throwing out a diarrhea thought here. What if Bigfoot its only purpose is to bring people together?
I have actually
With a certain mind. I've never thought of that.
I have expressed that thought. I fully believe that this entity we can call, because there's so many factors out there that people believe that they're interdimensional, they're alien, they're flesh and blood. Like, we don't know 100%. But the way I look at it is, look at the human race. We have multiple nationalities, we have multiple creeds, we have multiple religions all over the world. Not one of us is the same. So if you could go and look at their world and say, just like you and I talked about earlier, like there are good people and there are bad people, and I don't necessarily call bad people bad. It's just that they've done something wrong in their life and they've been stigmatizedly called bad. But there's been the question asked, like, okay, are these Bigfoots or Sasquatch a bad entity or a bad creature or monster, so to speak? We don't know, but the interactions that we've had, a lot of them have been good, and there's only been a handful of bad. I mean, look at the Russian Yeti story. I mean, that they're trying to write that off, but there are some instances where people say that, oh, that thing came after me, or it's trying to keep you away from something, number one, that they don't want you to find because they want to be left alone. Another thing, I've heard so many stories where humans been in distress, being lost in the woods. The Bigfoots have guided them out. They use a little bit of a fear factor to get them to get moving.
Yeah.
But it's still they're guiding them.
Right. Well, when I mentioned that, right, this thought of maybe the purpose is so we meet certain other people. So they show their self to two people. Those people then end up meeting. And it was amazing, all the comments of people going, that's plausible. I was just amazed at the reaction, because it was just, to me, a diarrhea thought, But God, the world works in weird ways. Yeah. But you had even thought about that at one time.
Yes, absolutely. Because just looking at my journey in the last 5 years, ever since I became public, it's changed my world. The amount of, like I said, I'll say it again, it's just the amount of people that I have grown to know is just amazing. And everybody's been so wonderful. I mean, you have, anywhere you go, you're going to have certain amount of people that you're going to have trouble with. But for the most part of it, it's just been a wonderful thing being able to meet people. I mean, if it wasn't for Bigfoot, I wouldn't have met my wife.
That's great.
You know.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's a great example. That is kind of weird if you think about it.
Yeah, I've met some great people too.
And why that never occurred to me, because I have pondered over that. Why do some of us see these things and others don't? And also, I was going to mention, Alex is in my studio at this very moment, getting me all back to normal. And I'm watching him work and all this stuff. He's pushing more buttons quicker.
Thanks, Alex.
So I don't know if he's done it. Let's look here. Maybe.
Oh, he disappeared. We had a question. Let's see. Go back up here. David Ellis. Oh, there was Dave. There's Doug back.
Just hang on here.
There you are.
No,
sort of.
Not really. Something's all messed up. Anyhow, hang on here. Hold on. So you just keep going. I can hear y'all.
There was a question. There we go. So this howl that you heard, was it like the Ohio howl or something else? Are you familiar with the Ohio howl?
Yeah, I am familiar with it, but no, it was more not of a howl, but more of a woo, kind of a long, sustained howl. I know the Ohio howls are a little bit of a different tone difference.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you just look at the different names that we have all over the country and all over the world for the different versions of Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Their voices are going to be same, just like our voices are different, or they're not going to be the same. So, I mean, you would imagine, if they're going to make a howl, they're not going to sound the same. They have different vocal tones. There was research done that I was on one of the documentaries that I just watched not long ago, where they found that there was 2 tones in their voice.
Mm-hmm.
There was an instance where I was out doing research and we had a knock in an area where we were just at, and we were around the other side of a lake, and we heard this knock. So I was like, okay, I'm going to head back to that to check it out to see if there's any evidence of it being there. Well, and they followed behind, but I was a lot quicker because I wanted to get there to see if I could catch the creature. Right by the time I got there, there was a knock right where they were just at. And I was like, guys, you should have stayed there. But I investigated the area where I believe that it came from. I checked all the trees around. There was no damage to the bark. So it's a theory that I had put in, knowing that these Bigfoots have 2 vocals at one time.
Mm-hmm.
What's to say that they're not making that knock noise with their mouth?
Yeah, I think that's pretty plausible too, because it's the thing I've talked about a lot is, I mean, imagine the size of that chest cavity. That chest cavity can project, not only the size of the chest cavity, but the length of the vocal cords. An animal that big is going to have humongous vocal cords, so it can generate sounds that we can't replicate. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think the fact that they can mimic a lot of different things, which I've just recently witnessed. I mean, it's been multiple times, but just recently I was out on an investigation with Jason Kinsey, and we were in the back hills of West Virginia, and we heard what we thought were owls, but then it turned totally into chimpanzee-like sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another instance where we heard what sounded like a coyote, but more human-like, and then it broke out into a band of actual coyotes. It's just amazing how they can just make those changes. Mm-hmm. But you have to be careful too, because there's also dark entities in these woods that you got to be careful that you're not calling out, because I've had things mimic what you could misconstrue as a Bigfoot, but there's no trace of any Bigfoot being around.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute, Ron. Once again, I haven't thought about that one either. So you're thinking there are some kind of energy beings? I mean, what category would you put these non-Bigfoot entities that mimic Bigfoot in the forest? What would you call them?
Well, they're demonic,
Okay.
negative energies.
But is there a name for them? Do you have a nickname for them?
I don't.
Okay. Jeff, think of one real quick.
What is it? Oh, my wife nicknamed them Bubbles because we don't like to say the actual name of what they are.
Oh.
Because they're calling attention to them, and you don't want to call attention to them. So it's basically you're recognizing them. Just me talking about it right now is
okay. But these are like more like trickster entities that are mimicking
yes
Bigfoot. And are those the ones that maybe would account for the ones that don't leave footprints, take apples without being photographed, pound on houses without being seen, or in other words, without being recorded like Adam had here a couple weeks ago?
But we're also still looking at the idea that Bigfoot's possibly interdimensional.
Yeah.
And spiritual.
Yeah.
And I can contest to the spiritual part of it because I was in the mountains. Again, I do a lot of research in Mount Davis. I was in this one area camping, and we were cooking dinner, and I just called out to the spirits, the Bigfoot spirits, and I welcomed them to dinner. And I had a couple Native American sensitives with me, and all of a sudden there's 10-foot tall Bigfoot standing in front of me, but my eyes were wide open. I could see the woods and everything, but they were standing there, and I turned and looked at them, and I says, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? And they said, if you're seeing 5-10-foot tall Bigfoots, yes.
Wow.
So there is definitely an aspect of spiritual side of Bigfoot. And that's what I call out to whenever I go into nature. There's a recent documentary that just came out with Jason Kinsey, searching for Sasquatch, that I did with him. It's called The Mothman. And in there, I describe something that a Native American taught me. It's grounding. And by grounding is you're entering the woods. Before you enter, you put your feet out of your shoes onto the ground and just take in nature. Well, I have neuropathy, so that's not happening for me. So what I do is I hold on to a tree, and I feel the energy from the tree, and I welcome nature, and I let it know that I'm there for no harm, and that just giving positive vibes, basically. And there's been times where I've been in situations where I've felt very, very uneasy because I'm getting too close to something. I actually was playing peekaboo with a juvenile, and whenever I called out and said that I come in peace, I know that's kind of cliche. That's kind of a UFO thing. But I come in peace. I'm here to welcome with you. If you feel, comfortable enough to come forward to meet me, I am open to that. And I just keep repeating, I am not here for any harm. A lot of people will ask me, like, well, there's other things out in the woods, like bears and tigers, and not tigers, but cougars and wolves and stuff like that. Don't you carry a gun? I'm like, no, I don't, because a firearm on your side means harm. I mean, they could smell the gunpowder. So yes, I do carry a couple knives with me. It is for safety. You can get into a situation where you fall in something and you have to cut your way out or whatever. But I don't carry a weapon, and people call me crazy for that. But I project to peace. I have not had one problem yet where I've run into a situation where I'm being attacked by something.
Yeah, no, you had mentioned they can smell gunpowder. Of course, that's unverified, but it's a theory.
It is a theory. Yes.
Right.
It's a lot of information that I've gotten from a few different Native Americans. that they tell me some of the old ways and stuff like that.
Right.
That's one thing that I really strive to learn is from the Native Americans because of the connection that they once had with the Sasquatch. So it's, and being that I reach out to veterans and working with everybody with PTSDs, like I've always been about the code talkers. I know we just lost our last code talker not too long ago. I think he was like 102 or something.
Yeah.
But it's just Native Americans have been a long time reach for everything in this country. So that's where I reach to when I have certain questions that I want to get answered. And with that same thing in the Mount Davis area where I would go hiking with the boys to take them out and go Bigfooting, we were in an area where we had talked to the locals, and they says, oh yeah, if you go up this one trail, you're going to walk into an area that you're going to feel uneasy, like you're getting pushed out. And it's because of the spirits of the Native Americans and the spirits of the Bigfoots and stuff are protecting this area. And I said, okay, well, what's the reasoning behind that? And they said, oh, because there's burial grounds up there. So on our hike, little did I know, we walked right into the middle of it because Mother Nature basically put a canopy over this so it would be hidden. And let me tell you, it was really interesting to be able to see something like this in the wild. You hear about it. I've been to places where you can see them publicly, but never someplace out in the woods where you're investigating. And there was probably 30 of them. Now, I've introduced the possibility of why some of the Indian burial grounds that I've seen are so large. Well, that also steps over into where we haven't found any remains of the Bigfoots. Well, what a theory that I have is take the size of the burial mounds, take the history between the Native Americans and the Bigfoots, and take the knowledge that we haven't found any remains. I'm thinking it's possible that they were buried together to hide the remains because it's such a sacred area. It's a theory.
Interesting, sure.
Less the idea of using maybe LiDAR to examine the burial grounds. There's no other way to find out. I mean, they are protected. You don't want to desecrate a Native American burial grounds.
Right.
Just to be able to find the evidence of Bigfoot or not find the evidence of Bigfoot. But it is a theory that I looked at because I walked it off. And again, I'm 6'2", and I look at the fact that Native Americans weren't so tall back in the time that they did these burial grounds. So why would the burial grounds be so big? They oversized me at my height. So I don't know. It's very interesting thought that I had about that. And I mean, maybe one day I'll be able to examine it, without repercussions. I'd get permission from somebody to be able to do a LiDAR examination on these. Maybe that'll give us some truths.
Yeah, interesting.
There are cave systems all around that area as well. So, it's very, very possible that what we saw is living in these cave systems. We did have one surrounding us while we were in the truck at one point. The boys got a little bit scared and they jumped back in the truck. They're like, I just saw something very big. But it's been such a passion of mine to be able to go out there and learn more about these creatures. And it's been such a passion to be able to help people, just like we were saying about how Bigfoot brings people together. That is 100% an idea that I love using that because it is truly working that way. Mm-hmm. Just like I said that I worked with Jason Kinsey on this documentary. He pulled me in because we were supposed to do an event together, things happened and we weren't able to do it. But once I met my now wife, we started planning a wedding, and we were doing it in an interesting way because we were including cryptids in our wedding.
No, that's awesome.
And being that I'm Biker Bigfoot, I do goofy things, and I'll go up to anybody and just try to make them laugh. It's kind of like my clown costume. I looked at it that way for the longest time, and yep, there it is.
I love it.
I looked at it as my clown costume because it was basically my mask to be able to be a different person. It's kind of like an alter ego.
Sure.
And whenever I came up with the idea of doing this, there was an event, my very first event that I ever showed up to, and there's me and my wife and my dog.
I love it.
Yeah. We were visiting her mom and dad, and we decided to surprise them with our costume.
I bet they were surprised.
Story behind that one here in a minute. So whenever we started planning the wedding, Jason contacted me and he says, "Hey, how about I come video your wedding?" I was like, "Absolutely." So it just went from there. Yeah, a little bit of a big Biker Bigfoot GQ pictures.
That's awesome.
So, it all went from there. So Jason and I went out on some adventures, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to film this documentary with you in it. And if you go find it, it's on YouTube right now. And if you go find it, it tells the story about what I do with Biker Bigfoot, why I use it. I dressed up in this costume to go to an event because it was the very first event that I ever went to. It was maybe 10 minutes away from where I live. And I thought, what the heck, just throw the costume on, jump on the bike. I was a Legion rider at the time. I threw my vest on. I threw my chaps on so my costume wouldn't get burnt on the bike. And I threw the helmet on, and Biker Bigfoot was born. And that's how I looked when I rode into the place. Now, mind you, I gave them hints that there was going to be a Bigfoot showing up. I just didn't tell them that there was going to be a Biker Bigfoot showing up. So I don't know if you know who Les Odell is. He's one of the leading researchers in West Virginia. He was doing his presentation when I rolled in. And this is in an outside park in Hiller, Pennsylvania. And I came right around the bend and rolled right up to the area. Show shut down. Everybody come running over wanting pictures. Les Odell comes over and he's like, "Man, I had to meet this guy, this crazy guy coming in on a bike in a costume." I literally rode from my house to the show with the costume on just yeah. So it's, right there, it was right from the start when I jumped on that bike and took down the road. It was, magic was happening because I just wanted to get people's reactions, and it is really a positive, fun thing. I purposely did not go straight to the show. I went to the local gas station and pretended to get gas in my bike just to get people's reactions. And but I showed up at the show. Les and I met. The Fayette County Researchers Organization. I know I'm saying that wrong. I'm sorry. I can't ever say it right because it's such a long title. But that was the first time I got into an actual show by accident because I did this, and it went from there. I just kept on going to shows and kept on going to shows, and the next thing you know, I don't know if you knew who Fred Saluga was. He was actually the founder of that group, and he was also in MUFON. He just recently passed away this past fall. He was kind of a mentor for me, and once he learned that I had a cause behind my costume, he's like, "Get up there. I want to hear this story. I want everybody to hear this story." So the next event came up available. It was in Sutton, West Virginia, and Les Odell contacts me and he says, "Hey, why don't you come on down here and tell your story about your PTSD and stuff, and bring your Biker Bigfoot thing." So I packed up the bike and I rode down to West Virginia and rolled into the show and got smiles and pictures and stories, and it's just It's been amazing. Oh yeah. Yeah, I went to Fallout this year. They brought Fallout Jamboree to West Virginia because if you've ever played the video game, they have 4 West Virginia cryptids in it, and that's Davey from the TV show, Lar. I had to meet him. He's one of my favorites from the show, but he absolutely loved Biker Bigfoot, as you can see on the expression on his face.
Yeah, it's fun.
But I rolled into that crowd the same way I did to the Bigfoot show, and the media was inside and come running out the door to come get pictures and videos of me. It's like
fun.
It's just turned into a phenomenon. And there's Kenny. He's the curator of it from Nevada, and he plays a role too. He's the doctor from the TV show. That's his character that he's playing that day.
Oh.
But
Cool.
I know I'm going to be working with them again. I already contacted him about getting back in it again. But they're going to be back in West Virginia in 2 years, in 2028. But something else too. Where did Doug go?
Doug, I think Doug's having some tech issues. He
really
disappeared
is.
again. Well, let's talk about. I'd like to hear. So, how did you get involved with the PTSD stuff?
Okay, so throughout my life, obviously, 13 years old, I'm getting ridiculed talking about this creature that I saw, and it just, I was being bullied in school. It just multiple things over my life happened, and it just caused me a lot of anxiety. And I talked to a doctor and this and that, and they worked with me and stuff, and found out that I had an anxiety disorder, which is a form of PTSD. And it just keeps going, just like throughout life. Multiple things happen, relationships failing, just other things happen in life, jobs. I was in the military for a short period of time. That created an issue just in my mind, thinking that I failed, and whenever I went to go join the Legion, if the Legion will go to fallen members of the military to their funerals. Well, I ended up being in different positions of command in there, and when I started seeing these funerals where in 1 year I had 4 suicides, I was like, my gosh, whenever I heard the story about this one boy that we went to, he was only 22 years old, that committed suicide. He had everything going for him, but what people don't think is what's going on in somebody's head that they will take it to the limit and make that decision to end their life. And it is very hard, because if you have stressors that's pushing you into negative part of your mind, and then you have no support system, and you have people out there just doing this, basically verbally jabbing at you, it could really push you over the edge. So, 4 funerals for suicide. And then I went to Pittsburgh to get a tattoo, and a young soldier sits down next to me to get his work done too. And I had already heard his story. The man was missing one finger off of his hand. Now, why was that? Because he was out on the battlefield, and they were going from one area to another, and they're all lined up going through, all of his brothers and the other trucks. RPG came in and took out the whole platoon except for him. Now, they call that survivor syndrome. You're living with the guilt of the loss of your fellow brothers, and why am I still here? And then of course you're missing that digit. You're looking at your hand every day. It's a reminder. 2 weeks after I met this young man, he committed suicide. I was like, man, if only I could have talked to him, And I beat myself up for a little while.
See, I was just gonna mention, Ron, we're gonna get flagged and the episode removed if that word is used too many times.
Oh, what?
The words with the S. We're just not allowed
self-harm.
to say it. Yeah.
Anything about self-harm, we got to be careful with that
anything
word.
with self-harm,
okay,
we just So just find another word.
Okay. Well, I'm done saying it anyways. So just knowing that people have these thoughts, I had to make a change. I wanted to make a big change. I know that there's other groups out there that were doing something about it, but I thought, what would be the harm of having one more person? And that's whenever I took my character and I took my commands and I took everything that I learned and I put it together and I started this mission, the Believe in Yourself Fight Against PTSD. And so I just started using that. I started using my character to be able to get out there and get that awareness to people. And it was really resonating with people. I did have the questions like, well, why this, and this put together? I said, well, first of all, why not? I'm a unique individual. I don't do things the normal way. So it's just like I brought something together that was unique and it really resonated. And I have been pulled all over the place to do events because of how I do things. And people love whenever I'm in costume, like I had mentioned earlier. It's kind of like it's my clown costume. It was able to get me to open up and be the person that I know I can be. And then it started to just be such a regular thing that once I took the costume off, I'm still a goofball. So, and people love getting pictures with me because I do crazy things in the pictures just to get everybody to laugh. And,
let me interrupt you, Ron.
Yeah.
Ron, just for a second here. So you have people that come up to you, both they could be, it may not have anything to do with cryptids, but have you had many cryptid people that have had encounters that have approached you and have talked to you and you've gotten them help?
Yes. Yeah. So Gwendolyn Purcell's one instance. She started off in the paranormal world, and now she's in the Bigfoot world. So this is a perfect example of you're in one field studying one thing, and then something else happens, and you end up in another part of it.
Yeah.
And again, there's Bigfoot bringing people together. When you're out, you don't even have to be out doing research. Just being out and hunters. There's been many times that I've had people tell me that they were out hunting. They're sitting in a tree stand and something strange goes walking by that they can't explain. 9 times out of 10, it's Bigfoot. But there's been other things like spectrums, orbs. When I say spectrums, I mean paranormal. And it's not out of the realm for somebody to see different things when you're out looking for other things.
Right.
I haven't witnessed it yet, but, there's like the tall man, the, I can't think of the name of it. The white human looking thing that always crawls on all fours.
The rake.
Yes, the rake. I mean, people have witnessed these things. What are the shapeshifters? They look like humans and they're calling out. This is another thing that I was saying about hearing things that are mimicking things. They'd call out your name. Yeah, I've heard my name in the woods. It's really weird whenever there's nobody else around. But you don't answer that call because you never know what it is. But, people bringing to me these stories, they're telling me that I don't want to go back simply because they had this encounter or this sighting. It fears them. Nothing happened, but they still feel the fear of maybe that thing's still there.
Does just having somebody to talk to or making a new friend help people?
Oh, absolutely. For my personal example, for me to be able to do what I'm doing is helping me because I'm able to express what has happened to me, share my story with people and get them to open up, that is just a world of change for me, let alone the people that are coming to me and talking to me about things.
Right. Can we, so what I want to do, Ron, is just back up a little bit and let's talk about why a Bigfoot encounter would even cause PTSD. They didn't get attacked probably in most cases. Is it the utter destruction of your worldview instantly? Is that what does it, do you think? Or what are your
Well,
thoughts?
that could be one aspect, definitely, because we're programmed to think that there's nothing out there like that.
Right.
And then something just is right there. It changes their perspective on things. But then there's also, it goes to the other side of things, is the fear factor. Like, okay, what is that?
Right.
It's monstrous. It looks scary to people. You know, it looks like a big teddy bear to me. I want to go hug it, but but it is definitely multiple sides of things. It depends on the person, on how their mind processes it.
Well, I did get a chance. We were filming for Legend Meets Science, and we had a therapist here, and the goal was to bring in 5 people that definitely had PTSD from their encounters. Many of them didn't know all of the details. Many of them had more than one person there.
Okay.
And they lived through something very scary. And the idea was to have a therapist hypnotize them to bring out memories that they had forgotten.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this, that I was surprised actually at the level of PTSD people had, because when I heard their tears and screams and them remembering things, little details they didn't remember, there was, I don't want to, give everything away in a lot of cases, but these people really were crying, really were emotional.
Yes.
And it was powerful. I was like, wow, these people.
Digression therapy is what you're talking about?
Well, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a producer who was, watching all of this go down. And we had, like 4 cameras filming each thing. And the therapist spent like a long time with them ahead of time. As to not damage, to make sure no damage occurred during the hypnosis and so on. But it was just to bring them back in time. Yes, farther and farther back in time to bring out memories. But it was just my firsthand realization that PTSD from a Bigfoot encounter is a real thing.
Absolutely, it is.
I didn't, and it was interesting to get to the reason why they were so scared. To hear them going, like if they were little, like young kids, and there was one case where it was 2 gals that were quite young. They were at their parents' trailer alone, and this thing stepped out. And then it was kind of what they both went through mentally and, thinking, and then it came in the trailer, went in the trailer like during the night. And there's just, it was insane what these gals went through. And these people were they were in the military. I mean, they were enlisted in the military. These were not like, mushy wannabe babies. These were tough ladies. And yet to hear the ordeal that they went through mentally.
Military people tell me encounters that they've had on bases.
Oh yeah.
And it is amazing. Well, it is amazing to hear. At the same time, it's not unusual because of location is everything.
Right.
I mean, there's bases that I've been told about from different stories where they were like deep into the woods. You see some of these documentaries, people are out walking around and they're investigating things and they found old bunkers. There's military installations all over the place that we don't know about. So, if somebody's out there and they're, when they were in working times, they're out securing the grounds and something comes in that they're not used to seeing.
Yeah.
It could most definitely, especially if you're in its territory, it might throw stuff at you. It might growl in such a way that infrasound happens. It makes you sick. I haven't had that happen yet, but I've heard of, RPG had that happen to him, but it's just, there's a lot of things that we don't know.
Yeah. Well, there seems to be so many sides to the fear. I remember, being young and like watching Legend of Boggy Creek.
Oh yeah.
And having fear of the dark for quite a while after that movie. And so, yeah, there's just, that's one aspect. The unknown is an aspect. The fact in real life, they're huge. They're not supposed to exist. Monsters are real. We're always told, growing up, go to bed. Monsters aren't real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's so many aspects to the trauma. And I do think a good part of it is the why too. Like, why?
Why are they?
Yeah. Why did this thing confront me? Why did it follow me? Why? Was it trying to kill me? They never know, right?
Well, I can tell you the rest of the story about my childhood. And
yeah, please.
So after all these years of not knowing why I was able to see this thing at that age, like everybody asked the question why. We were just saying that. Well, over some time of explaining this story to certain people recently, the past couple of years, a sensitive Native American blood had told me that they reached out to some ancestors and got some answers for me. I wholeheartedly believe that this answer is the truth. The Bigfoot stopped me from going into the woods because there was something else in those woods that's going to harm me. So it's by chance sometimes that we see these things, and sometimes it's not. It's just like everything else in life, everything happens for a reason. There are certain stages that we have to go through in life, whether they're good or bad, to get where we're supposed to be. And telling my story that I've gone through for the last 5 years is basically a testament to what Bigfoot has done to change my life. And it's such a wonderful way of looking at it. And if it wasn't for that sighting when I was 13 years old, that was supposed to happen for a reason, because here I am now talking to people and sharing stories and doing investigations and meeting my wife and meeting all kinds of other people. And, I spent so many years watching TV shows, just being so interested in the different shows. And then now that I've been so ingrained in this, that I have become friends with the same people that I've watched on TV.
Yeah.
And it's like, my wedding.
Well, I've thought about that too. I thought, when I was up in the Arctic and saw those footprints, that were so many of them, there were hundreds. They went off into the horizon.
Yeah.
And I knew they weren't bear, and I came home obsessed, and that was a life-changing moment.
It definitely is.
MonsterQuest wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for that.
Exactly. Same thing with everything else. It's just, it brings something forward in us that we want to go discover more about it. And in turn, we discover everything else. And that brings people together. That's honestly, we're supposed to be bringing everybody together.
Well, it's as good of a it's as good as of a theory as anything, right?
Yes,
sure.
And it could be true, but because I do look back and I go, if that one step wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't have met you.
exactly.
We wouldn't have met each other. I wouldn't have met Jeff. There's so many things
Yeah.
I have met too through the last 40 years. I don't know how many, but hundreds and hundreds of people.
Somebody wanted to tell you hi, by the way. I was talking to him before the show.
I can't even read it. Hold it up a little close. Oh, Squatch Juice. Brandon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did a little plug there for him.
Oh, you did? No, he's an awesome
Biker
guy.
Bigfoot, an ambassador for Squatch Juice.
Man, that guy, he works hard.
He does.
And he's got a great product.
Yep,
I love just for him, I love the flavor.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's insane. I pour a little bit of that in my water and I'm like drinking water like crazy. But yeah, it's good stuff.
That makes it more apt for me to drink water because I don't like the flavor of water sometimes.
Yeah, water's kind of plain.
Water has flavor.
Yeah. And so there you go. There you go, Brandon. There's
your plug, buddy.
The only thing I'm not good at when I meet people, it's things like that. I know it's Brandon or Brendan. He's Brandon.
It's Brandon, not Brendan.
And then your friend is Brendan, Jeff.
Brendan in Arizona, yep.
Who I think
I'm going to see him in a week.
He's so awesome.
It's a great guy,
And
good friend.
so I'm good with names, but only some of those little O's and E's and things I get mixed up. So forgive me. But yeah, this is a good product. But let's talk a little bit more about that. It's never talked about ever on any podcast of why we've seen them. And it's changed your life. It's definitely changed my life. Oh my God. I think about all of the things that happened. I got a letter once from somebody who worked for me during the 2008 crash. And he wrote me a letter saying, I would have lost my house if it wasn't for MonsterQuest.
Really?
And I'm like, wow. And he sent me this heartfelt letter about how it saved his marriage, his house, everything. MonsterQuest did. And I'm like, wow. I mean, that's pretty
amazing.
Cool. That's pretty cool. The butterfly effect is what we're talking about. Somebody should name it the Bigfoot butterfly effect or something.
Yeah.
There needs to be some vernacular to describe that because it is weird. And I think back of all the good, really, I'm like people I would never want to be out of my life that I meet through the Bigfoot mystery.
If we take all of that in a nutshell and just think about that whole concept, I can't ever get over this concept right here is Bigfoot changing all of these lives by bringing us all together for one mere fact that we're looking for some creature in the woods. Mother Nature is providing us with reuniting people.
Yeah.
What
if it's I mean, it could be all arranged by people call them guardian angels or whatever.
Or star seeds.
Star seeds, sure. Millions of different names. It's interesting. You're making me think there, Ron. You're making me think. But yeah, if I think back and I'm like, oh my God, all the things what would I be doing today that I had not found those footprints? Where would I be today? Would I be on Skid Row? I don't know. You do wonder, but it definitely changed a lot of lives and the people I was around. Not only all the people that worked for me through the years, but all of the people I've met and befriended. And some great, by the way, and I do want to say this too, 99.99% of all the people I've met are wonderful.
Yeah.
Like a step above the average guy the step above the average lady. People are
It's a great community.
They have a thirst for knowledge. They're more curious.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm amazed, like when you go to those conferences, Ron, and you see all those people giving up their day to listen to a speaker.
Yeah.
They're there to learn. I mean, they could be doing a million other things. And that's respect in my mind.
Well, and one thing really unique among, I don't know if hobby is the right word, but communities like this, even when people disagree in this community, they're pretty respectful. I mean, everybody has a pretty different idea. And for the most part, people are really respectful of everyone's different ideas and different theories. And that's really cool. That's kind of unique among, any kind of specialized community like this.
The way I always say to people is it's okay if you don't believe, but don't dismiss me for believing.
Sure.
Everybody has their own thoughts. Everybody has their own interests. It's just like I'd say that, well, I'd rather play a piccolo than a guitar. Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Knock yourself out. Do what you want to do. Yeah.
Somebody's got to play it,
Right.
It's just like, I'm not afraid to start talking about Bigfoot, no matter where I'm at. Like,
no, I'm not either anymore. Not at all.
I've gotten half of the guys I work with interested because, what are you doing this week, Ron? Where show are you going to this week? When's the documentary coming out? Like, it's just, they're always invested now because I talk about it so much. Where whenever I first started working there years ago, everybody was like, that doesn't exist. I mean, some of them will still say it, but it's just everybody's invested now. They want to know what the next step is.
Well, it definitely wakes you up. If people call that. I'm not saying woke. I'm just saying awake.
Oh no, I get you.
It wakes you up. It humbles. It's humbling.
It does.
Right? You're humbled. You're awake. Definitely, I think it causes growth. And support.
When you get somebody to open up their mind and give them that opportunity to be able to speak about something that they didn't think they would be able to,
right?
That just opens up their world.
But another thought I just had just hit me just now. I could call you or any number of people all over the country and say, I need a place to stay tonight. Or do you want to meet for dinner or whatever? All over the whole country, every state. And people would be like, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like we all have friends all over the country.
All over the world.
All over the world, yeah, actually. Yeah, you're right. Now you're absolutely right. That's pretty powerful.
There's an invite right there, Doug.
How are they? I'm trying to figure out how you got all these. Got me to think about all these things.
I think outside of the box.
Oh, okay. Well,
see, that's another thing about me. Remember I said that like my Biker Bigfoot is like my clown costume?
Yeah.
Get ready for this one. You already heard part of the story and you have the picture. So if you trail back in the history of my family, there's a reason why.
Oh, yeah.
Because I descend from circus.
Yeah.
So
there it is.
Howes and Cushing, there was at one time that they worked together before it was P.T. Barnum and Bailey. And in the 1800s, the International House Circus was in the United States. They actually went overseas to England to perform in front of the royal family. There was a lot of different things. I don't have the information in front of me, but if you Google search the International House Circus, it'll tell you that our circus did a lot of groundbreaking things for the future of circuses.
And this is a really old circus.
Yes. It was in the 1800s. Like I said, it was the International House Circus made up by Seth Howes and his brother. I descend from Seth. He's like my great-great-grandfather. And then they joined forces with Cushing, which a lot of people would know about Cushing. But they also joined forces with P.T. Barnum before it was P.T. Barnum and Bailey, which is what we know now. It's been long since disbanded, but I'm working on some things. So you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it does explain a lot of the reason why I do things the way I do.
It's in you. You have a little bit of showman in you, obviously, or you wouldn't want to put a. I mean, who in the hell is going to think to put a Bigfoot costume on and go riding around on a Harley Davidson?
Yeah.
You.
That's a picture of a showman right there.
You have that collective consciousness in your genes, in your DNA. It's in there.
Yeah.
But it's obviously you're having fun and you're helping people, and it's really, put it this way, you're making people have a good day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's inherently a positive thing. It's just great.
That's what I love about the whole thing.
It's positive.
I embrace the weird and unusual. I embrace the chaos that we call life. And I throw it back at everybody. It's like, here, let's go do this. How about we do things this way? Or just the thoughts come through my mind all the time on different things, and that's where the questions come out. I'll be like, okay, well, why couldn't it be like this? Yeah. Why couldn't we think that, hey, maybe that is that way? You know, just like I've heard about Bigfoots were here long before man. So, you know, it's not nothing is out of the realm. I mean, nothing is out of the realm of possibility.
Okay, so we were talking about how it's a possibility that some of the purpose might be to bring certain types of people together. What do you think all of these things are? Do you think they're connected? Do you think UFOs, Bigfoots? Because it's kind of the same thing with UFOs. Some people see them a little more on a regular basis. Some people never see them.
I have not witnessed one up close. I've seen what I believe that looked like stars that were doing zigzag motions. Like I've never seen a shooting star do that. So I believe that it was a UFO, but there are people out there that do have their regular sightings of them. There's something going on with the inner, let me say this right, the inner universal connection that they're slowly reaching out to us. The thing about Bigfoot's about stepping back and staying away from us. I believe that they are being very cautious of us because we are one of the most dangerous animals on this planet. We have cognitive thinking. We have language. The ability to speak and learn from different languages and different cultures. It's something that they have to get familiar with. We have a destructive mind, so they're being cautious, but they're basically looking at us and saying, "Hey, here's another familiar creature out there that we're going to have to make some kind of communication with." I mean, they've been studying us for a long time. You hear the reports about UFO abductions, and people tell their stories about what happened or what they believe happened because there's a lot of memory loss during time lapse and stuff.
Right.
There's abductions from Bigfoots. People say that they were abducted and they got away. There's these family that has been talked about. I can't remember the name of them, where there was a lady that was taken in by Bigfoot and they made a family. And that's where we've got like Gigantopithecus. There's the talk about the biblical sense of the Nephilim. It's all over the realm of every possible thing that's going on. There's people saying that they live among us already. It's everything is everywhere. When we actually have one of them or multiples of them stand right in front of us and tell us, hey, this is why I'm here, then we'll know. Everything else that we have right now for information is just basically, it's theories.
The scariest thing I heard recently, this was kind of creepy, was somebody had mentioned that they knew somebody at the Pentagon, and they had said the reason the Pentagon is fighting the release of so many things is because they're worried that once everything is released, the other beings, right, that we've been hiding, are going to feel, and they're going to feel emboldened to kind of like start walking into our living rooms, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like making friends with a neighbor, and neighbor just thinks they can come on over.
Exactly. What a great analogy.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
I mean,
that's crazy.
Welcome and acknowledgement that they exist, because right now, there's only sightings and everybody just thinks that they exist.
Right.
But, once it's fully released, which it's supposed to be happening, and there's supposed to be also them coming forward to us more than what they already have. I mean, what happens, they're going to be among us.
Yeah. I mean, I could kind of believe and buy into that would be a fear, because supposedly there's all these agreements that, you can't really disclose yourself, but once everything's out, that'd be a horrible problem, wouldn't it, Jeff? All of a sudden, everybody's reporting aliens in their living room.
Yeah.
That would be something else.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, though. Well,
That
they're
actually is a
saying
really
that
good-
in
that's
other
a
words,
really
it
good
could be
theory.
like way more objects in our skies, because they'll have no reason not to be.
Yeah. I mean,
they'll be
have to,
be landing in our backyards.
There's been stories where people say that they saw something wrong with the sky.
Yeah.
And what it is, I mean, this, I'm using a cartoon for this, Chicken Little, where he said the sky's falling, and there was a triangle or a hectagon that fell out of the sky. I mean, it's kind of like, they are hiding themselves from us in plain sight.
It's just crazy to think about what the world's going to be like in like 5 years. And does the government know Bigfoots are real? You would think they would, right? You would think that they would have had, if they were collecting UFOs in the 1930s from Italy, like this David Grush said, it would make no sense for them. It would make no sense, Ron, for them not to be researching Bigfoots.
I strongly believe that they have one or multiples.
They've got to. I mean, you would think, if they're real, and whether they're flesh and blood or something else, they would be researching that, because anything that has got that many reports, there must be, I know there's like 10,000 documented ones, but as good as I do that probably 1%, 2%, 3%, 4% ever get reported. Small percentage.
And it's growing now because it's
now it is.
I mean,
but not in small town America, because they're still very afraid of being teased. Toilet paper, teased. Could you imagine you're living in a town of 250 people? You're not saying crap about Bigfoot.
To any of those that are listening, come on out and talk to us. We will talk to you about it and not criticize you.
Yeah.
Great comment from Elizabeth here. This is something that I've always thought about. Like, if you woke up tomorrow and all of a sudden there's aliens on TV, full disclosure, the world would kind of stop. The world would stop. Like Elizabeth asked for people just listening, would you go to work if there were aliens in your living room? And I think a lot of people would just say, well, what's the point of doing anything. I mean, that would just change your whole worldview.
Yeah, people would be worried they'd be going through their underwear drawer. I'm joking. It's a joke.
I think you made a comment earlier that, like, if all this were to come out and they would be right here in plain sight all the time, then there's no more research to do.
Yeah.
So what would be next after that? You know, oh, we're still trying to find Nessie. You know.
Yeah. God knows. God knows. So, do you think there'll be a time where we really will know about all of the stuff with UFOs, or do you think they're still going to keep a majority of it hidden?
Well,
what are your thoughts, Ron?
I know within the next 2 years that we're supposed to get a disclosure, not from the government.
Oh, okay. From
them.
Say it.
From them.
Yeah, which is going to be a little different than disclosure from the government, I think.
Yeah. They're gonna come forward. Again, it goes back to that fear of knowing. As much as we want to know, it will change everything. I mean, it'll even change things biblically.
Yeah.
But if you deep dive into a lot of the different scriptures and stuff, there's already words saying certain things. They've been really deep diving on the pyramids of Giza. You know, some of the hieroglyphs that they've been looking at have actually depicted a lot of things that we're going to be finding out. There's been more temples found throughout the world that we didn't know about before.
True.
I've actually been recently told about one and might be going on an expedition for that.
Oh, wow.
And I'll let everybody know if that happens. But it's just amazing to find out whenever I can go out in the backyard and dig up a shovel of dirt and find something that you wouldn't see from the surface. You know, sands of time, they call it. You know, Earth changes, Earth moves. And, you know, just look at the pyramids of Giza. That's only the tip of what they really are. There's more of them underground that we can't see because the sands have shifted with all the winds and time over thousands of years.
Yeah. Yeah, and those thousands of years might be many, many, many more thousands of years. You know, those things could be so much older than we've been told.
We're just at the tip of the iceberg of what we've learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you get a chance? I heard you were involved in the Flatwoods monster mystery, and I did a episode on that. Not that I know any more than you do, but God, what a weird case that was. Flatwoods monster.
Not uncover
creepy.
Further. I know I put an event together down there, town hall meeting at the elementary school. Jason was with me, and I had Les there. Les actually got to interview the final survivor before he passed, and sat and talked with me about the whole thing, about what they saw and how it was described to be. It doesn't look anything like what the pictures are, and according to the description from this person. It's
Jeff, go ahead and throw up a Flatwoods monster thing. It's basically like it was like a reptilian floating in some kind of chariot, is what some of the reports were. Right?
Yeah, but I'll do some looking here.
If you cross the liquid terminator, which was basically like a biological metal. It was like the metal is moving, is the way it was described. So I'll use the reference from the movie Men in Black, where the gentleman that had the cat went to the restaurant and the other creature killed him. Whenever it got to the morgue, his face opened up. There was a smaller creature inside.
Right.
This is what is believed that the Flatwoods Monster is. And it floats. That really isn't the creature itself. That is the ship.
So you think the ship was kind of humanoid shaped?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. See, those are.
It's
just so weird looking.
Yeah,
So
I'm trying to find more pictures here.
Yeah, there's quite a few depictions based on eyewitness descriptions. And didn't it also wasn't it reported that it sprayed something on people at times? Did you hear any of that, Ron?
There was only 2 major sightings, and they were in 2 different times. But any description that I heard from anybody, I did not hear that part. It might have just been a detail that they forgot. But what I just explained is the only thing that I know. There's really no new information that we were able to unfold. We weren't able to get to the crash site because the property's owned and I'm not allowed to be on it. The only place that we were able to do was have the little town hall meeting at the school where the kids were playing soccer, which was actually football. And they saw the thing crash and they walked towards it and it came out the woods towards them. And there was a lot of reports where they seen the thing going through the sky before it crashed, which honestly, if what you saw in those pictures was really the creature was a ship, then the ship didn't really crash. It actually landed. But they heard a loud boom, and it looked like a meteorite or a star shooting whenever it was coming down. It could have been depicted as a crash because of the way that it was coming in. I mean, if you think about how NASA, whenever the capsule comes back into orbit from space, it's almost like a ball of fire.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anything that's coming through space, unless it's extraterrestrial made with extraterrestrial metals, then it's going to be able to withstand that. Where this thing ended up going to after these sightings, I don't know. There's just not enough information to be able to get anything more out of it.
Yeah. It's just such a weird. That was just such a weird one. The other one that was really weird was the one that happened down in Louisiana. The Pascagoula incident with the 2 guys that were on the pier in Louisiana, and these creatures abducted them, and they described them with these long fingers and these like turnip heads, and they abducted them, and it was really weird.
Okay, I haven't heard this one.
The one I just mentioned?
Yeah.
1973?
Yeah, that was... I cannot remember. I think it was the Pascagoula incident.
Pascagoula, yeah, 1973.
And what were the guys' names? One of them was a Facebook friend of mine.
Calvin Parker and Charles Hickson.
Yeah. Calvin. Yep. One of the coolest things that verified their story, why the sheriff believed him, because he left a recorder running in his office and left those 2 guys alone for like an hour. And those guys were talking amongst themselves, and he recorded all of what they had, what they were doing. And so he knew these guys were freaked out. Well, he knew they were not lying. But look at that. Look at that look on that thing. It looks like a turnip. the creature. And then I don't know, it was Calvin or the other guy. He said it stuck a finger down his throat. It was digging around in his throat. It was just like,
And is that
Oh,
one
thanks.
picture the ship?
Pardon?
Is that one picture of the ship?
Yeah, supposedly it's what they saw. Yeah, and it landed, and these things came out on a ramp, and yeah,
I'm gonna have to look into that one.
Calvin never waived his story, not even a little bit. That's the younger guy, Calvin, guy with the long sideburns, and he was a Facebook friend of mine for years and years. And he passed not terribly long ago. But yeah, he always stuck to his story. Kind of like, I mean, it's kind of akin to the Travis Walton story. Very, very similar. Multiple witnesses, weird story, and police were involved, and
the usual.
All right, what do we got? I think because it's Father's Day, we're gonna wrap this up early tonight because half the population is fried, tired, too much sun, too many burgers, too many hot dogs. And
I overdid it today myself.
yeah, it's crazy. But thank you so much, Ron, for coming on. And
thank you.
I'll get you back again. It'll be fun. I'll call you one of these days soon and just visit.
Absolutely. Now you guys are in.
We're in Minnesota.
Yep, we're just north of Minneapolis.
So we're about 12 hours away by car from you. Maybe long, 15 hours, something like that.
Days.
Yeah. And, the area you're in is like very hilly, mountainous.
We're in the Appalachian mountain range.
Yeah.
Which is a huge fascination of mine because it carries a lot of the cryptids. So I'm very.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding.
I'm very interested to make plans to take the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's something that I'm going to be planning down the road.
Is that trail, is it like a single track trail or is it double track? You can only walk on it, correct?
Yeah, you can only walk on it, but
can you ride bikes?
Well,
some
of it
bicycles
because a lot of it is like very harsh terrain.
Oh.
It runs from Maine to Georgia. And it's some of it's very unforgiving.
Yeah.
You have to be very ready to do this. I've heard so many stories of people getting lost, injured, whatever. And they've witnessed so many crazy things on that trail, like whether it's apparitions or Bigfoot or
missing people. There's even been a lot of missing people, and it's crazy. Every time I read stories, there's always something crazy going on in that area. It's like a big triangle of weirdness.
Yeah, the Appalachian Triangle. That's what it should be called.
Yeah. How far are you from the actual
Mount
like
Davis
trails?
Actually, Mount Davis is a tributary to the Appalachian Mountains, kind of like a creek is a tributary to a river. I'm only 45 minutes away from Mount Davis. Now, beyond that, to get into West Virginia, it's probably about an hour. So I'm not far from it.
No, I mean, that's just a short little drive.
I wasn't too far from you. I was in Mountaintop a couple of weeks ago by Scranton. So it's a beautiful area. Very hilly. It's surprising how hilly it is. Yeah, there's a lot. You could hide a lot of animals in that area. There's deep valleys and it's thick.
A lot of unsettled in that state.
And unsettleable. I mean, areas that you just couldn't build. People just couldn't live there. It's just deep valleys with no access. It's never going to be settled. There's just no way.
I tell you what was really interesting that happened while we were on our 2-week trip. And not only were we in New Jersey looking for the New Jersey Devil, but we was in West Virginia doing our thing with the Flatwoods and Bigfoot. We were able to meet Sherry Brake. Her and her husband own property in West Virginia. It's called Raven Rock Ranch. They have B&B. They have goats and stuff. They have trails and things. And we got a tour of that. And boy, I'll tell you what, that's just a portion of West Virginia. And where we were researching is just a portion of West Virginia. There's just so much land out there, monstrous trees and cliffs.
Yeah, it's very difficult to access.
Some of it's very hard to access.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
For us, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I almost want to move to West Virginia just so I can have time to just go. You know, I don't have to travel to it. Just be there and just go out and investigate.
Are there a lot of researchers in West Virginia, do you think?
Personally, I know about 5. I know that there's others. I'm trying to think of who else.
I've driven through West Virginia a few times, and that's a wild place.
Well, wild and wonderful West Virginia.
Yeah, it is wild, and there's a lot of mountains.
But it is absolutely beautiful. My roots strand into Buchanan, West Virginia. That's where my family was from. And then they come up here to Pennsylvania, and then I've been here all my life, but I've been venturing around.
Kenny Hess specifically calls you out and said you need to look up Kenny Hess.
Okay.
I think he lives out by you. Kenny's an awesome guy.
Yeah, he is.
Kenny? Oh, by the way, I have one last question. It's kind of a yes or no. Have you ever been out and heard any kind of like buzzing or humming sound when you've been out in the woods looking for Bigfoot?
I haven't, but a friend of mine has.
Really?
He described it to me almost like there's bees in your head.
Okay.
I've had other instances of similar things that I've heard, but not like a bee sound. But it does exist.
But your friend had mentioned that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Just recently we were together in West Virginia, just last week. He had told me that he had been out, and it's just these weird things happen.
Yeah.
That's the strange anomaly that Bigfoot is. Like, you never know what's going to happen whenever you're out there in the woods, what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They're going to want to make you feel, or what you're going to hear.
So interesting.
I'll get you Kenny's number. After we're done here,
okay, cool.
I'll forward Kenny's number to you.
All right, good. All right, so hang on just 1 second, Ron. We're going to do our wisdom of the week, and then we'll come back and say goodbyes.
We'll be right back, everyone. Don't go away.
Yeah.
It's now time for our wisdom of the week. A good father does not have to be perfect. He has to be present. Children remember the steady hand, the ride home, the silly moments, and the love that showed up on hard days. Fatherhood is measured by whether your kids felt protected, believed in, and loved enough to become themselves. Keep your word, admit when you were wrong, love deeply, and make sure they always know there's a light on for them. Good night. We hope to see you all next week. If you like the show tonight, please consider giving us a thumbs up, leaving a nice comment, and most of all, subscribing and hitting the bell so you will be notified when a new episode is dropping. Also, please share this episode. Now back to Doug and Jeff for our wrap.
And we're back. One of us is.
Oh, I'm back.
He's back. There he is.
I'm back. By the way, I was going to mention that Matt Langford, who was our guest last week, he has been playing the buzz or the hum, buzz, purr out in the woods as an experiment.
Oh, cool.
And do you want to mention anybody who needs that sound? I have a looped recording, and I'm happy to email it to anybody. Just get a hold of me at doug@untoldradioam.com, and I will email it to you, the sounds, and you can play it on your phone and then broadcast it on a Bluetooth speaker.
Cool.
So anyhow, well, thank you again, especially
Thanks,
because
Ron.
it was Father's Day, Ron. We really appreciate it. It was great meeting you, and keep up the good work.
I absolutely will.
You do that.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yep. Good night, Jeff. Good night, Ron.
Good night.
Call you up in the middle of the night. Been bothered by dreams, ain't feeling alright. You give me comfort, say just give it some time. By the end of our talk, I'm feeling just